Hello, hello, it's Kevin here. Time for another letter for OET. First things first, disclaimer, fair use, non-profit, the usual, you know the score. Right, get that out of the way. So, this is another one from that 50 letters, 50 case notes and samples, yeah? Somebody sent me this one. I think I've made videos about this before, maybe. I can't remember, and I can't be bothered to go back into the archive because there's quite a lot of videos there. This is Khaze or Khaze. This is the one with the breast cancer. So go to the task first, as always. Referral letter to the breast surgeon. So I'm writing to a surgeon. Okay. And what are we doing precisely? So we've got a biopsy result, carcinoma, so possibility of immediate reconstructive surgery. So although it doesn't actually say urgently, write an urgent letter, we can get that from the context, right? So urgent. Now the reason I mention this, and I've said before, you've got different ways to write a letter. If it's one of my OET members sending me a message, well, I'll get back to her in a bit. What was I saying? Yes, so you've got different themes, right? So it can be chronological, like a referral. So the patient comes and then they come back usually 2 or 3 times, and as a result of the chronology, you want the specialist to take a look. Or if it's urgent, then you usually put today's visit first, not the history. So if it's urgent, that's what you usually do, right? So you have your purpose. Dear Dr. Surgeon, I'm writing to request your urgent assessment of Mrs. Patient whose symptoms are etc. and who requires etc. So you would do that, and then for paragraph 2, instead of a chronology where you probably put history, paragraph 2, unless it's not particularly enlightening, in which case you put it lower down in the letter. So if it's a chronology, you might put your history, paragraph 2. Like I say, if it's urgent, today's visit is usually paragraph 2, and then you tell the story, the chronology, or the background to the urgency, So, dear Dr. Surgeon, urgently requesting, the patient came in today, biopsy shows blah, 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 blah. And then the patient initially presented a month ago, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. In view of this, I would appreciate your urgent attention to this patient, etc. All right, so it's that's how you would usually you would usually do it in that case. So, and then of course, you're good at task, check out audience and purpose, and you think, right, what do I need? I have to include this, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, okay, might secondary importance, not the most urgent thing, maybe secondary, So you go through them, right, and the content, that which they must know, the reader, and then conciseness and clarity, irrelevant information, which we'll come to in a second. People keep putting marital status as the first thing, as I demonstrated in my video, the previous one, and I think the last 2, I went into the criteria and I showed you, I said, look, OET say, right, first most important thing, then next most important thing, third most important thing. So it's ranked in order of importance. That goes for paragraphs and sentences within a paragraph. Right, so we'll come to that. So let's have a look. Now I'll get these pictures open because they wrote it and sent me a photograph. Let me go and get this open and put it over here. Let's have a look. Drag this over here. Come on. It's a bit slow. Oh, it's a bit slow today. Hang on. You drag this over here. Right. So, you've got your RE Yadiri. Okay. Writing to refer Mrs. Khaze, an operating nurse. Now, why does that need to be in the first sentence? You don't really need it. Yeah. You can put name, age, occupation sometimes. Writing to refer Mr. Dean, a 40-year-old English teacher whose symptoms are. You can do that. But here you don't really need that. An operating nurse who was being diagnosed with an invasive ductal carcinoma of her left breast. She needs your further assessment and management. All right, so as I keep saying, purpose should be, like the criteria says, that's not what I say, what the criteria says. It says quick, precise, immediate. What do you want me to do? Tell me immediately in the purpose. Further assessment and management. Well, don't you want me to do some surgery? It says immediate reconstructive surgery. Now let's see if they've expanded on this purpose in the rest of the letter. So let's say, because you restate at the bottom. In view of the above, please take Mrs. Khaze's condition into consideration. Well, you know, I'm a surgeon. I'll consider. Maybe I'll do some surgery. Maybe I won't. I'll think about it. Not a good phrase. All right. If possible, well, I don't know. I'm kind of busy today. Maybe I'll do this immediate surgery, or maybe I'll, do it tomorrow or next week. Right. That doesn't work. Right. It doesn't work. It says immediate reconstructive surgery. She's got breast cancer. If possible, well, it could be possible. I'm kind of busy. Into consideration. I'll think about it. That's what that means. That's what that actually means. So that's doesn't really work. All right. Surgery for blah 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 blah. It will be greatly appreciated. So let's get back to it. So, writing to refer Mrs. Khaze, an operating nurse being diagnosed, needs a further assessment and management. Okay. Then, right, so what's the most important thing you think I need to know? So you say she's got a carcinoma, right? Okay. Oh, so the first thing I need to know is she a family person? Does she have a husband and kids? Oh, yes, she does. I'm much reassured. Now, I'm taking the piss, but is that the most important thing you think the surgeon needs to know in this letter? And the answer is obviously not. All right. So now the family history of cancer. Okay. But again, right, if it's urgent and it says immediate, paragraph 2 should be, today Mrs. Khaze's test results showed, biopsy showed, my diagnosis is blah, blah, blah. And then build up after that, that backstory. But is this the most important thing that I need? And the answer is no. She has underwent. So it's either she has undergone or she underwent. A, right breast lumpectomy 5 years before. Okay, so either one of those. And left breast, which was hard in consistency. Furthermore, hang on. That doesn't look right. Let me get back onto where are we? Where's that? Page 1. Where are we? Aha, right, sorry. I didn't scroll down. Okay, on the 27th, Mrs. Khaze reported of discovery. So, of, you don't need that. No preposition. Reported, discovering a lump in the left breast. Now, when did she discover this? So what's the history? So 6:52, so that must be what, six weeks out of 52? Yeah, so what's that? 6 weeks ago. So discovered the lump. So you say something like, Mrs. Khaze presented complaining of or with a 6-week history of, or reported having discovered a lump 6 weeks ago, or something similar. All right, so you do something such as that. Reported of discovering, because I would be wanting to know how long she has had this particular lump. If I were a surgeon, I would consider that useful information. All right. So reported discovering a lump in her left breast sometime. Local examination, what? As opposed to examination from a long distance away? Okay. Breast lump was felt on the left breast, which is hard in consistency. Lymph nodes were mobile. You don't need furthermore. You can put all the symptoms in a single sentence. Left breast, hard consistency, auxiliary nodes. Now, a breast cancer. Now, we don't usually make things like make conditions countable using countable nouns. You know, like an asthma, a diarrhea, a cancer. You know, you don't usually use an article for conditions. You know, so like you can have an attack of asthma, an episode of diarrhea, etc. But a breast cancer. So breast cancer was suspected, therefore a mammogram, because a mammogram is countable, so in the definite article. A mammogram and ultrasound was recommended. So, right, again, I keep saying this, you don't have to tell me, I recommended that she take these exams or tests. Instead, tell me what they showed. So instead of saying, I recommended that she took these particular tests, then later, the tests which I previously recommended showed. That's a waste of words. Conciseness, right? Mammogram showed, ultrasound showed, all right? So you don't have to tell me, I suggested that we do this. Instead, tell me what they showed. Okay. 15 days with Khaze visit again with reports. What? So she came with her own reports that she gave you. Oh, doctor, I've just had a mammogram and the reports are. Don't think so. All right? Don't think so. I don't think she brought you reports, but that's what that says. Visited again with reports. Okay, which showed 86 nodule left breast, mammogram, highly suspicious area of malignancy. Okay, that's good. Anxious, never to sleep at night. Okay, but again, I would probably maybe put that a bit later because, again, you know, breast cancer surgeon, right? Oh, she's a bit anxious. Oh dear. Tell me what. So tell me what you want me to do. Reconstructive surgery. Tell me the circumstances, right? Tell me what the results. So she came today, right? So today's visit, right? Today she came. Her biopsy showed blah 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 blah. Then tell me the background, all right? Then, you know, she first visited 6 weeks, blah 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 blah, and then you can maybe put at the bottom, please note Mrs. Khaze is very anxious, and does it matter that, you know, so do I really need to know that you prescribed her some kind of sedative because she can't sleep? I don't really need that information. You can maybe put at the bottom, you know, when you mention about why you want me to do it because I did surgery on her sister before, you can put that. Please note, Mrs. Khaze is very anxious and requested you, as you did previous surgery on her sister, etc. So you can include it, just you don't need to put it there. I don't need it. I don't need that level of detail. So she was anxious. Okay. Biopsy, right. Again, biopsy report was recommended. Don't tell me, I recommended that she'd tell me what they showed. That's a waste of words. Now, I haven't counted this, but this goes on, this is like just over 2 pages. And it seemed it might be a little bit lengthy. That conciseness and clarity score, right? I'm not planning on counting every word, but you can see the point. So you said, these exams were recommended. Well, I don't care. Tell me what they showed me. Then you're telling me another one recommended. Again, I don't care. Tell me what it showed. Today, her biopsy report revealed invasive. Right, now we're getting to the point. In view of the above, please take Mrs. Khaze's condition into consideration. I'll think about it. If possible, well, I'm kind of busy, but I'll see. Arrange immediate reconstruction surgery, would be appreciated. And do you mention anything about the sister? That's why she wanted me to contact me. So there's no mention of a sister, which is kind of like why, so you could mention it at the bottom. Please note, Mrs. Khaze specifically requested you due to your previous experience with a sister. I'll put something about the anxiety. She's anxious and anxiety in view of the above. You can put it there. So I hope you see what I'm trying to say here, right? I mentioned this in the video yesterday and the day before, the last 2 about organization, right? You've got purpose, content, conciseness and clarity, genre and style, organization and language, right? Now, as I keep saying, go to oet.com, download the Ultimate Writing Guide. It tells you all this stuff in their blog. They've got videos too, where they explain all the criteria. So the organization part is quite important. If it's all jumbled up and it doesn't, it's not effective. So organization, once again, is key, and avoiding irrelevancies. Don't tell me what tests you ordered, tell me what the tests actually showed, etc. Anyway, I've said all I need to say for this one. So I hope that helps, right? So just consider that, audience and purpose, right? Think about the structure. So if it's not urgent, you can usually do a chronology. So you can put history paragraph 2, if pertinent, if that's going to fill in the rest of the story. Visit, and visit. If it's not a chronology, if it's urgent, if it's based on the theme, paragraph 2, today, Mrs. Khaze's biopsy showed blah, 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 ultrasound showed blah, blah, blah. Initially, Mrs. Khaze presented 6 weeks ago, or presented on the 22nd with a 6-week history, or having discovered a lump 6 weeks prior. So that makes sense. So think about that, okay? Organization, and I'll see you later, okay? Oh, links below if you want to contact me directly, right? Okay, I'll see you later.